Broadcasting across the U.S. and around the world. Good morning, radio friends, and welcome to another edition of the Retro Oldies Brunch, the show that takes a nostalgic look back at music history. I'm your host, Vern Sherd, and I'll be taking you on a trip back to the end of the 70s as we visit the year that was 1979. Our showcase will feature music and anecdotes about the songs and artists and includes news and entertainment briefs. We'll also have our 3-of-a-kind music trivia segment, a forgotten 1979 hit from our radio vault, and a long-distance dedication from one of our listeners. On this month's showcase, the only song to win a disco Grammy, and a song originally written as a naval recruitment campaign. Now, let's get started. This legendary artist went in a different musical direction when he worked with Tom Bell, the creator of the 70s Philly soul sound, on a series of tracks. The result was his first top 10 hit in 3 years. Here's Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Elton John and Mama Can't Buy You Love. Now we're up to the only song that won a Grammy for Best Disco Recording. The reason being that the new category was added for the awards that took place in 1980 to honor the top music and artists for 1979, and then was immediately removed the following year due to disco's declining popularity and the anti-disco backlash that was forming throughout the U.S. This oddity made this song the first and the last song to win the Disco Grammy. Topping the pop charts in early 1979, this is I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. Welcome back to the Retro Oldies Brunch. I'm Vern Sherd, and now it's time to take a look back at the year that was 1979. The Unit 2 reactor of the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant in Pennsylvania endures a partial meltdown, causing the worst nuclear power plant accident in U.S. history. Margaret Thatcher is the first woman to be elected Prime Minister in the UK. Sony releases the Walkman. And the 70s band Orleans, known for previous hits, Still the One and Dance With Me, hit the top 40 for the final time. Peaking at number 11, this is Love Takes Time. Now we're up to the song that was initially going to be used for a U.S. Navy recruitment campaign. The Navy contacted the group's manager about the idea, and the video was shot aboard the USS Reasoner. However, in the end, the video was not used, and Navy kept its traditional song Anchors Away due to public backlash aimed at the group's popularity in the gay community. Despite the backlash, some recruiters elected to use the song as background music on their phone lines. Peaking at number 3, this is In the Navy by the Village People. And now it's time for our long-distance dedication. Javier from California sent us a submission. Hola, Vern. This is Javier from San Bernardino, California. I'm hoping that you air this special dedication to my Peruvian grandmother Maria, or as I call her, Nana. As a child, my Nana would fly to California to visit my family, and she taught me about Peruvian food, music, and life. In between visits, I always made it a habit to write her letters instead of emailing because she wanted me to develop my writing skills and my penmanship. She told me that it didn't matter that people used computers. She said that the written word was still important in communicating with someone. Over the years, my Nana taught me about my family history, family recipes that were passed down, and how she and my grandfather fell in love. Because Nana knew about my deep interest in music, she talked about traditional Peruvian music and how an old Peruvian melody was used in an American song by Simon and Garfunkel. The melody was created in the early 1900s, and it became Peru's second national anthem a century later. My Nana will be turning 80 on July 31st, and I would like to dedicate Simon & Garfunkel's song El Condor Pasa to her. Nana has taught me so much about life during her visits and through her letters, and I want to honor her for it. Ciao, Javier. Well, Javier, what a wonderful way to honor your Nana. We wish her health and happiness for her birthday celebration this summer. Javier, as promised, here is your long-distance dedication. Welcome back to the Retro Oldies Brunch. I'm your host, Vern Sherd, and now it's time for another look back at the year that was 1979. Moviegoers lined up to see the Amityville Horror and Rocky II. Three's Company and 60 Minutes are the top TV shows. The Duke, John Wayne, dies at age 72, and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, Jack Haley, dies at the age of 81. And number one this week in 1979 is one of 4 career chart toppers by a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer who is deemed the Queen of Disco. Of her 20 top 40 hits, 14 of them landed in the top 10. Here's Donna Summer with Bad Girls. That was Tragedy by the Bee Gees, and that concludes this month's Retro Oldies Brunch, the year that was 1979. If you haven't already done so, be sure to connect with DJ Greyhound Radio on LinkedIn for our monthly schedule, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for showcase clips. We'll be back again next month to highlight another year in music with The Year That Was. Until next time, radio friends, this is Vern Sherd saying, don't be afraid to aim high with your goals. Even if you come up short, you'll still end up at a better place. You're listening to DJ Greyhound Radio. Playing the hits of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.